Hi students, it's teacher Caitlin. We are going to read Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Henrietta Meets Someone New. When someone new comes to our neighborhood, we sometimes wonder if people will like that person more than they like us. Let's pretend Henrietta Pussycat is worried about a visitor who is coming to the neighborhood of make-believe. Henrietta Pussycat was on her way to visit Grandpere when she was walking along, thinking, I like this neighborhood. I have so many friends here. I hope this neighborhood always stays the same. I hope nothing ever changes. But when Henrietta got to the Eiffel Tower where Grandpere lived, she could see right away that something was different. There, in the middle of the tower, was a picture of the prettiest, fanciest tiger Henrietta had ever seen. Bonjour, Henrietta, Grandpere called from his balcony. Do you like this picture? Oh, why, yes, Henrietta said. Who is that beautiful tiger? She's my granddaughter. Her name is Colette, answered Grandpere. She's coming here for a visit, all the way from Paris. Henrietta thought for a minute. We don't need any visitors here, she said to herself. We're all happy with each other. I don't want anyone new to come. Henrietta didn't feel like visiting Grandpere anymore, so she turned around and walked away. I'll go visit X the owl instead, Henrietta decided. I like X, and he liked me, and we can play together. But when Henrietta got to the tree where X lived, she could see right away something was different there, too. X wasn't in his tree. He was on the ground with a big piece of cardboard and some brushes and a can of bright red paint. May I have a brush too so we can play together? Henrietta asked. Sure, Hen, here you are, said X. I'm painting a sign that's going to say, Welcome, Colette. Suddenly, Henrietta didn't feel like painting anymore. She gave the brush back to X and walked away. Henrietta went to Lady Elaine Fairchild's museum go-round. I like Lady Elaine, and she likes me, she thought. We don't need extra people to have fun. But when Henrietta got to the museum, she could see right away something was different there as well. There was a big banner on the top of the museum with the letters that spelled out something special. Hello, Lady Elaine, are you there? Henrietta called to her friend. Lady Elaine came out of the museum. It's all about Paris, so Colette will feel at home when she gets here. Henrietta wrinkled her nose and said, But this is not her home. This is our home. We don't want anyone new to come here. You must be kidding, said Lady Elaine. I just love to see new people and new things. And she went back into the museum to work. Henrietta walked away sadly. I wasn't kidding, she thought. I don't want anybody new to come. She might just decide to stay. And she'd be prettier and sweeter than I. And Henrietta started to cry. It wasn't long before Daniel Striped Tiger came by Henrietta's crying place. Henrietta and Daniel often played together. They were the same age. Why are you crying? Daniel asked. Because I'm sad, Henrietta answered. Why are you sad? Daniel asked. Henrietta told Daniel about Colette's coming. She said she didn't want anyone new to arrive because there would be just too many people. She was feeling pretty jealous. Daniel said he understood because sometimes he felt that way too. And while they were talking, somebody carrying a suitcase came up to them and said, Excusez-moi, I am not speaking English very well. Could you help me? Henrietta and Daniel both said, Are you Colette? The visitor said, Oui, I am Colette. I need help. I am looking for my Grandpere. Henrietta looked at Daniel, and then she looked at Colette and said, We will take you to Grandpere. Daniel helped carry the suitcase, and Henrietta took Colette by the paw, and they all walked over to Grandpere's Eiffel Tower. As soon as Colette saw her grandfather, she kissed him on both cheeks, and they both started speaking in French. Then Colette remembered Henrietta and Daniel. New friends helped Colette, she told Grandpere. Grandpere said, Thank you both very much. I hope you'll help Colette meet the other neighbors too. You know them all so well. Henrietta said, Oh, we will. Just call us when you need us again. As Daniel and Henrietta walked home, Henrietta talked about how they could help Colette understand X's welcome Colette sign and Lady Elaine's something special sign. Daniel interrupted. Henrietta, I thought you didn't want anybody new coming to this neighborhood. And Henrietta said, I didn't at first, but when I saw that Colette needed us, I thought it was kind of nice to have her here. Daniel just said, oh, and then the two of them walked past the crying place over to a secret place where they often liked to play. Henrietta was happy when she found out that Colette and Grandpère really needed her. After that, she felt she could be a friend to Colette. Children are often surprised to find out how much grown-ups really need them. And it's a happy surprise, isn't it? The end.